in the UAE, and I don't know, like my kids, they wanted to train a lot, and one of their trainers, one time I had a conversation, like just friendly, and I was joking a little bit. I said it's expensive plus bad timetable for me. It would be easier if I install a bar in my own garden. I would probably it would probably be easier, and hire somebody, and then the kids can train whenever they want. And then a few months later, he asked me, "Oh, are you still interested to buy equipment? Because I want to start on my own." And I don't know, we started to talk a bit, made a little bit of a business plan, but not really. We just wrote down what equipment we have to buy for this. And then, yeah, we agreed with my husband to buy the equipment, and then our kids would train for free. But it wasn't really like a purpose to become a huge business. It was more a bit playful, I guess. And then, yeah, 10 years later, we have 3 branches, 1,800 students, 43 staff members. So actually, it grew over my head.
Awesome. Could you tell us some of the challenges you faced on the journey? I mean, it sounds like fun and play, but I'm sure there was a lot like behind it.
It's actually, we bought the building, and we wanted to change it a bit into more like sports oriented. So we installed a changing room for boys, a changing room for girls. There were already few toilets in the building, but we extended. We made more toilets, a shower, sitting area for the parents, so mezzanine sitting area. And I am a little bit stubborn. I don't like to have a PRO or somebody to help for all of this. So I try to figure out everything on my own. So yeah, sometimes you are almost with tears when you run with your head against the wall. But eventually, what the most important thing that I've learned from this, at some point, everything gets sorted. Everything is. If you want something, you keep going, and at some point, it happens. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes
Right.
it goes slower than you want, but at some point you reach your goals. Huh?
Yeah. Cool.
And actually,
Okay.
like, also we have 3 branches now, but it was never like, oh, I want more branches. Even now, I always say, oh, this is enough, or this is enough. But I've I've also learned my lesson. I'm not gonna say anymore. No, 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 we will not have more, because you don't never know what crosses your path. This last branch, we had first 2 units, then the unit next to us was available, and we spoke with the owner, because I was scared that if a bad neighbor arrives in a warehouse and they do something that is not compatible with our business, like lots of traffic, or I don't know, bad smell or something, it's also difficult to keep our business going. So we rented them the extra unit. We do trampoline there now. And then some fire happened in the unit attached to the other side. And then that unit became free, and we said, okay, we will rent that one also. So now we have 4 units here. That's where I sit in our last unit now.
Wow.
So I'm not gonna say this is it, because you never know. You never know. It's always possible something else will happen, or so. Yeah, we need to see what life brings, I guess.
You're right. All right, cool. I think in terms of like using software like Classcard, was there any one main benefit or 2 main benefits that come to your mind, like why you'll actually use it?
Oh, the accessibility for, like, before, when we first started, I had an Excel sheet. I didn't even have a laptop at work, so I was writing everything down. That's like 10 years ago, yeah. We were writing everything down. We had paper registration forms. I would go home after an afternoon sitting in the gym, had to type everything in my computer at home. Then eventually I said, oh, I need a laptop. So at least when I sit in the gym, I can already put the details in the system. It was also difficult because I brought a printed list every day to the gym. And then if some people would say, but we don't want today, we want tomorrow. Then I didn't have the availability for the next day because I only brought the printed list for one day, and so on. So I started then to work from the laptop in the facility, still Excel sheet, but I didn't have connected pivot tables. So it was just really a very basic Excel sheet. Then I started to work on making the Excel sheet a bit more professional, more links to other things and some formulas inside. So it was very easy to use, but we didn't share it on any like cloud or anything. So eventually then we started to use Teams. So different people had access to the list, but still it's not ideal. It's just an Excel sheet. It also has limitations. You have to put a lot inside manually. Like if a payment comes in, you need to manually put the payments in and so on. So I think accessibility by everyone involved in the registration process, but also the coaches who have a little bit limitations because they cannot register people, they cannot take people out, they're not involved in the payment, they don't see any of those details, which is good because it's none of their business. But at least they can see their students, so I can give them a little bit more responsibility before when we do evaluations. I would say I would prepare for them written all the names of the kids, or I would print the list. Now I just tell them, go on the app, find the names of your kids and do the evaluation. We still do paper evaluations because I recently spoke with Mr. Abhishek. We're not there yet to do evaluations on the app. It's a lot of work because we have a lot of subdivisions, and I don't see with the current setup of the evaluations, because I didn't have enough time to look into it. Like it looks too, I don't know,
it's quite
not
basic.
advanced enough.
Yeah,
It's pretty basic. So evaluation, actually we changed to the app because of the evaluations. I wanted to make it more easy. So now, we're not there yet, but okay. I'm happy that the payments are directly linked. So at least the people who pay online, and I can see before in the Excel sheet, it was very easy for me to see who didn't pay. One click and I can see, and I can easily then select the email addresses. It's a little bit more understanding you need of the Classcard app to easily contact people. But the advantage, if you do the settings correct, the reminders of overdue payments and stuff go automatic to people. And I can see that the clients, when they get a lot of reminders, they eventually they do their payment. So, and it's also nice, like how to, when it's a big invoice, how to explain, when it's divided into installments, that's, you put the plan, you agree with them, you put the plan, whereas in Excel, I would say, okay, installments. And I had a line with paid and another line with balance. And I had to follow up. It's the first week of the month. Let's remind them. And then I select all the people who have pending payments. Please come and pay to the desk. But that doesn't give them an invoice to pay. So either then they would ask, because we had an invoicing system before, but my Excel sheet is not connected to automatic invoices or something. So then they had to email me back. Can you send me by invoice? I don't have time to come. Or they come at the gym. Then you have to imagine they are allowed for 3 installments and they paid already, okay, easy number, 2,000. They have 4,000 pending. They pay again 2,000. Then I have to manually think, okay, so now they paid 4,000. So I have to change into 4, balance 2. Okay, this is an easy number. But if they have an amount of 6,880 to pay, and it's in 3 installments, you really have to calculate, be careful you don't make any mistakes. Whereas if you make the, and it's not just me, it's also the receptionist and so on. If you make an agreement and you tell them, okay, but I will send you the invoice, it's easy for them to see, and then they get automatic reminder, next installment due. This is, okay, of course, so much easier than what we were doing before. So I think for installments, for example, we have less pending payments, and the people who pay bad or who were paying bad before, they still have their bad habits. You send them an invoice, they leave it open, but okay, this has nothing to do with the system. it's probably us. We have to be a bit more strict. If you didn't pay, you just simply don't enter. But okay, does work like this. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. And is there something that Classcard doesn't do for you that you wish it did for you?
Oh yeah, the evaluations can be maybe a bit more
Hmm.
extended, but honestly, I cannot see anything there because I did not work enough with it. So it would be unfair for me to give you feedback on that. As I only only very briefly looked into it. So really, it's not. I'm not in the position to tell you anything there. There are small things, you know, that sometimes I think, oh, it would be easier like this or like that. But I think also we are very busy, and I don't always have time to
Fair.
look into everything 100%. So maybe it's also a matter of be a bit more disciplined from my end to sometimes play a bit more with the app and to see full potential. Because I recently had a phone call with Elke Vinck about some things that I did not know how to do, and then he shows me also other things. So I do know that there is more things possible, but it's almost, you know, for you, it's your baby. So for sure, if I ask you, oh, this is not okay, you will say, what? Why? You do it like this, and okay, you know, it's because we are not brought up with the app. We started to use it when we have already 3 branches, when we have already so many gymnasts. So like now, sometimes I have a friend who has arts and crafts classes, and I told her, oh, how do you do Excel? And I said, you know, before you grow big, better. And I advised her, look into Classcard. I advised somebody else who was, they're renting our facility for some classes that we are not offering. And I told her also, how are you taking registrations? Excel sheet. Okay, try to look into Classcard, because for me, it makes more sense to start young, let's say, when you have few clients and you slowly grow with it.
All right. Well, just one more question. How would you feel if you could not use Classcard?
Sorry?
How would you feel if you could no longer use Classcard?
I do not think I would be able to go. I do not think I would be able to go back to Excel, because once you are acquainted with the advantages, it would be really a step back. But on the other hand, I would be also very, very, very reluctant in starting to use any other app, because I'm sure every app has his pros and cons, but I'm a little bit, I like my habits, and then to get used again to something else, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
like, also you cannot forget, it took us September. We only started to use the app in January. The setup took us September till December. This is like 4 months. Only the thought of having to redo a 4-month setup, no way. No, plus I really think it's a tool under development. And we have many people who come and present us similar things. I think most companies offer that they want to make something custom, like only for us. But for me, that I don't think that would really work, because there are many things that you don't think about when you develop something like this. And you guys do only this. I think you mainly started, maybe not for gymnastics companies, but this is how it feels for me, that you had a lot of gymnastics companies in your original client base. So the app is very, like, is oriented very much in how we run our business. And many people who comment, even before we use Classcard, yeah, we were looking into starting to use an app. I think even with Classcard, we spoke with you maybe 3 years ago. We just, you know, I wasn't ready mentally to then go ahead with this. But maybe not everyone understands it in depth that well. And I think you guys, your strength is that you really did a lot of research. I don't know what you were doing before, but that you really understood how this works, because some people don't understand. Many apps are made for, you know, mind and body.
Yeah.
They are very, very nice apps for people who book classes on a one base, you know, like as an adult, and I say, oh, I want to try a yoga class today. And then I go online and I say, oh, and tomorrow I want to, I don't know, do horse riding. And you book and click and pay, and mind and body is so good for that, but not for group classes and following up on group classes, moving kids to other levels, many coaches at the same timing. I don't know. It's a bit different philosophy that they have, I think, because I also didn't work with the app, but the way I see it, the brief encounters that I had with it and the meetings that I had with them in the past, maybe also they evolved now and they changed. But at that time, the apps that we looked into before, I don't think they would have been suitable for us. So I think you are pretty unique in your kind in the UAE. Plus also, I said to Abhishek the other day, I don't like to be so independent, so dependent of you. I don't like that we have a WhatsApp group, and as soon as I like, because sometimes things are going wrong. But I also understood in the meantime that there will always be things who maybe don't link and everything. And the nice part is that you have a team that is always there. It's just in my mind, I wish what I thought when we go for the app, like most things, you guys help with the setup and then boom, the app is there and that's it. I never have to talk to you anymore by means of speech. But I realize now that this will never be the case. So I've also settled in that, but it took a bit of time for me to, because I'm this kind of person who doesn't like to ask all the time, oh, this doesn't work, oh, this, da, da, da. But you have a whole team doing this. I think this is also part of it for you, no?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I always say, but please tell me, what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? And mostly they don't answer, but I think mostly it's not really from our end, because I also noticed already, if it's something that they feel we do wrong, they say, oh, can you please watch this video? Or can you please do it like this? It will not happen again. I think if something doesn't link, it's just a small bug, mistake, but something that can happen a bit unavoidable, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the goal is obviously to reach to a point wherein you don't have to be bothered at all. I think we have similar goals. Yeah. Cool. I think, can we just run into a quick rapid fire round? I just want to show you, like, shoot you some quick questions, and I want you to hit me with the immediate thoughts.
Okay. I need my glasses for that?
No, you don't.
I need to watch the screen or no?
No.
Okay,
I mean, you've been a gymnastics coach yourself for a very long time. Could you tell us about your favorite coach? Who was your favorite coach?
Oh, like for me?
Yes, for you.
Oh, actually, one of my judo coaches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And why?
Because he was very easy going, like tough for training, but easy to approach when you have something maybe from outside. But it's also important that it's possible to discuss a bit your private stuff, because if they don't understand, for example, you have an exam and you're nervous for the exam, they will also not understand why maybe your training that day will not go very well. So he was very involved. It's like a family member, you know. Still now, I live 20 years in the UAE. When we go to Belgium, we visit him every time. It's like a visit we will not miss. Many friends, we don't have time to visit them, but this one we will not miss. And he comes every 2 years. He will come and visit my husband and me. So yeah, he left an impact.
It's beautiful.
He
And
guided a bit also, like when I had to choose higher studies at university. He said, "Oh, I know you. This is your character. This is more interesting for you than this." You know, when you don't know to choose between 3 or 4 things, it's important that the coach knows you and is also interested in a little bit more than only your sports.
yeah, yeah. Okay, next question. Where do you see Aspire in the next 10 years?
Where? I told you, I never make
Yeah.
any plans. I never had any plan at the beginning. It can be as much as 10 branches or only one left or me not involved anymore. I don't like to think too far ahead because life can change very quickly. You know,
Yeah.
my best friend passed away 2 years
Oh,
ago,
no.
way too young. She was sick only for 2 months. You don't know what crosses your path, and I want to keep everything open. So
Makes sense.
we will see.
Okay, what do you know now that you wish you knew when you started Aspire?
Maybe, as I said, to use Classcard or another app earlier. Okay, for me now, that would be, I would really start immediately on Classcard because it's very difficult to implement a big thing, big change like that when you are already operational for many years. So this is definitely something that I would do different. But all the rest, I think it's better I did not know too much, because if I would have known, I would maybe never have started anything. So yeah,
True.
sometimes it's better not to know anything and to just go with the flow.
Fair. So, Elke, what's your favorite pastime outside of work?
I play rugby and I still play competition rugby. So this is nice for me. When I drive to training, I can switch off. And when I reach there, I am the student or I am the athlete, and the coach can guide me. I can switch off a bit and I don't have to think too much.
Nice. And any book recommendation you'd like to leave us with?
I was reading so much when I was younger, but honestly, nowadays there is no time to read. So I can
Fair.
really not give you any book recommendation.
Fair, fair. No, thank you, Elke. This has been a lot of fun. I'll just transcribe this interview and make it into a page and send it across for your review. And then if
Okay.
it's all good, we'll post it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you
Thank you
so
so much for your
much.
time.
Thanks for waiting for me also
No,
today.
no worries. No worries. Have a nice
Thank you.
day.
See you